Today, I am honored to have two amazing guests with me here. The president of the World Affair Council of Harrisburg, Dr. Joyce Davis, and the project manager of the World Affair Council of Harrisburg, Mary. Welcome to the show. One of the things that the World Affair and Dr. Joyce herself does all the time is support and inspire young women, especially, but young men and women, and give them an opportunity where, I don't see a lot of people do what you do. So why don't you tell us what you're doing with the World Affair and what got you to do all the amazing work you do in the community?
Well, the World Affairs Council's one of its main missions. I mean, the main mission, of course, is to help our community connect with the world, better understand local, national, and global affairs. But I am, and I think you and our board, very committed to developing this next generation of world leaders. I mean, we're holding forth now, but we're not going to be here forever. So who's coming behind?
You will be.
Well, Roosevelt, but there needs to be a dynamic, ready to engage the world people in our community that's coming up behind us.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And I am telling you, right now we have a cohort of young interns, high school and college, that will blow you away. I mean, Mary will tell you she's engaging with them every day. But I have seen this in the past years. I've seen such kids who are so smart. They're so on fire for ethics, for morality, for diversity. They're on fire for what I think, what I value, the right things.
Yeah.
Not all about me. Am I going to get rich? It's about how am I going to make a better world?
Yes.
How am I going to help the next person? Right? That's the values that we're trying to teach. And that's so important. Look, I couldn't do it alone. I'm the president. If I didn't have you, if I didn't have Dr. Renu Joshi, if I didn't have O'Reilly, if I didn't have Lindsay Bowman, unfortunately, who's now gone to my...
Yes.
And of course, Elise serves as... If we didn't have these folks, we couldn't do it. You can't do it like...
Either you need someone who have the vision for people to align behind, and you do that greatly. And I'm not saying that just because you're here. Some of the opportunity that you give them is the chance to work with government or meet elected official, which allow them to see if that's the road in the past that they want to do. Talk to us about what you guys just did. I saw some pictures with Justin, Representative Justin, and some amazing leader here in Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so right now we are in the midst of our internship program, what Dr. Davis just said. And we have about 15 interns, and we meet every day on Zoom in the morning and afternoon. And we have discussions about current events, what's happening in our world. They have the opportunity to discuss their opinions and what matters to them with people that are their age. And they also get to hear from inspirational people and professionals in Central PA. We had a trip, like you said, to Commissioner Justin Douglas's office. So we take field trips around the area and meet those inspirational leaders that they can learn from. And they ask great questions. Mm-hmm. I'm amazed by the questions that they come up with.
Because example, some of the questions they ask, that might be beneficial for our listeners too.
Yeah.
So they can ignite something. Somebody might hear this and want to join the World Affair.
They do their research, definitely. For example, before we visited the commissioner's office, we told them to research him, and they asked questions about his goals and also what he's fighting for in the county. So they asked about his prison reform and also other things that he wants to improve in the county. So they definitely do their research, and they ask the hard-hitting questions.
Amazing.
So they bring their experiences and their viewpoints, and I think that's what is really great about the internship program.
And you have an upcoming big event for the intern, right? You want to quickly just tell us what is it and how people can support?
Yeah, of course. So on August 6th, we have our International Young Leaders Conference, and that's a conference that's completely organized by the interns, and it's basically what they think that Central Pennsylvania should learn more about and the issues that are top on their mind. So this year our theme is Back to the Future, Rewriting History, or going backwards towards history. So we talked about, is history repeating itself, or are we rewriting history for a better future? So we talk about that almost every day. So I think it's really fitting to have a conference that encompasses that theme.
And the conference is going to be held right here at Central Penn College.
Okay.
In the Capitol Blue Cross Theater.
Perfect.
And I hope you guys will come and be a part of it, but it'll be from starting from 10 to 4.
August
What? August 6th.
Okay.
That's a Thursday, right?
I won't be here, but
Wednesday. August, there I get raised. We invite everyone to come, first of all, to support the young people.
yes.
But it's going to be dynamic, and there'll be lunch as well. So it's a free event, free during the day. So come on out and join us and
As
support
most of your events.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll get to that because there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
We have worried long and hard about if we charge $25 for our dinner, or if we charge, who are we leaving out?
Yeah.
Who can't come?
Yeah.
So we tried to also do well with the 2 tiers. Those who can be free and they sit, but they don't enjoy the dinner, right? But that didn't seem right because some people are. So we just said we'll try to find sponsors for all of our events and write the grants, but make our events free. So that's the model we're following. I don't know how long we can do it because everything changes and we still got to have a business, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is one thing you learned in nonprofit. Your mission can be there. You can want to do everything, but you still got to operate like a business.
Yes.
You got to figure out where the money's coming from to keep people hired, to keep things going, right? Luckily, we don't have to keep rights. So
Yes.
but that's the problem. So yes, now things are free because we want the community to come, whether you can afford it or not.
Yeah. And you know, not so many nonprofit, not so many organizations that I can stand behind and say they do that. Because a lot of people will have, you know, money from sponsors or any other place, and it will go towards the overhead cost, which is something, you need.
Right.
But I did not see many organizations that do what you do, and that's the noble thing. That's something I truly admire about the World Affair, about you, especially, because that says something about you, Dr. Joyce, and that's why you have people willing to be around. Because the sponsor, anything that comes to you, it truly goes into something that benefit the community. So if you hear us, you get the point, right? Yeah. But in the note of interns that asking questions and doing research, we have 2 amazing interns here, Connor and Logan, and they did their research about you guys. And you, anytime you want to jump in and ask a question, go for it. Make your question short.
Don't scare us, huh?
Don't scare her. So we're gonna have Connor start.
So the first question I have with Joyce is, how did you begin for working in most respected organizations around the world?
How did I begin? So you're asking about my career. I truly have worked for, I think, some of the most respected news organizations in the world. And I start at New Orleans Times-Picayune, where I began my career in 1972, what is a historic institution. It really was. It was New Orleans's main source of information and news, and so that's where I began my career as a college junior. So I did part-time work with the newspaper, and I went to school in the daytime. I worked the night shift. But after that, I became so interested in global affairs that I focused on trying during my vacations and time away to go places, but to write about it as if I were a journalist, a foreign correspondent. And I remember one of the interviews I ended up getting was in Tunisia with Yasser Arafat. Well, that catapulted me to national, because few people got interviews with him.
Yes.
And but from there, I got recruited by National Public Radio to come and be its Middle East editor. And so working for National Public Radio, if you care about the world, there's nothing like it. It's truly a place for there. And it was young journalists who were just getting together and carrying out this mission of helping Americans really see the world as it is rather than as they want it.
Yes.
That's another whole story.
Yeah.
Then after that, I got recruited to go to Night Ritter newspapers. I was always a newspaper gal, and they owned newspapers throughout the country: Miami Herald, San Jose Mercury News, Philadelphia Inquirer. I worked there for a while, and then I got asked to join Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, because I developed an expertise in the Muslim world, in the Middle East. And they were turning the attention from the Cold War, closing down all of the communists, to how are we going to engage with the Muslim world? And that was where my expertise was. So I went and worked there for a while. I supervised broadcast services to Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Central Asia, and I worked with some amazing journalists, people who were willing to die, honestly, who were willing to die for freedom, to bring freedom. So that'll tell you, and then I came here. So that's where I am now. Yeah.
But you had a follow-up question, because he did look at your work, and he was fascinated. I'm speaking on your behalf, but you can interrupt me, Connor. He was fascinated of how your perspective of sitting with someone who's known as notorious, like Turabi and other people that the world view them differently.
Yeah.
But you got to see like, I think yesterday he was asking, like, how were you able to sit down and be professional? I said, this is Dr. Joyce. This is who she is. But did I do your question right?
So I asked, like, when we're talking to the world leader over there, I wanted to ask the question, like, how did you swallow your pride and just get news? Because that, like, the way that he was talking and the way that, because it sounded like you kind of respected him a little bit. He was being nice. Those are his, he thinks that those are a walkover. So you were sick, you were swallowing your pride as a person that you're so into their rights of, every person. And how.
Well, that's something every journalist has to, and that's something I was telling Mary, who was, understandably concerned that she doesn't go on television all the time. Like, I said, this is a friendly environment, right? It really, you can, but when you step into a place where you're not sure how you'll be greeted, it is different. But as a journalist, you have to be prepared to talk to people that you agree with as well as people that you disagree with.
Yeah.
The level that I pushed it to was that I also went to people the world considered dangerous. I went to talk to people that we labeled terrorists.
Yeah.
And I went to speak to them because I really, really wanted to know why. Why are you killing people? What cause is so important that the people I spoke to would be willing to blow themselves up in order to kill others? That my focus was on, at one point, suicide bombers in particular. What motivates them? What's around it? But within me is the fact that you have a story to tell. It's not up to me to varnish it or just let you tell your story. In fact, that's one of the criticisms of my work, that I don't insert and tell people when they're right and when they're wrong. I leave that to the reader. I tell you, here's what they said when Turabi explained to me why he is against alcohol, right? I like my wine. I have my wine with dinner, but he said no. And I said, but why? You're not going to, are you going to really beat someone for a little glass of wine? He says, oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I would. He says, because of all the damage liquor does in families and around the world, I can't condone it. So I got it.
Yeah.
I got his argument.
Yeah. Yeah. And that you already answered my question on what is the, like, when I go and talk to somebody, my thought will be to highlight something, raise awareness, or like point people towards, okay, this is why those things are going wrong. But like to go and interview a Trabi, like I've done one time interview a trafficker. I remember that story. And it took everything in me to be professional.
Yeah.
Because when he's talking about the 17 and 14 years old girls, that how they get them, how they lure them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of my kids, and you can tell from my face, like my questions were like, trying to be, but no. Then I dropped it, like I wasn't.
Yeah.
So it takes someone who's actually professional and wanting to know, and that's journalism, right? But Logan, you had a question for Mary, right? Or for Dr. Joyce? Okay.
Out of your open journalism experience around the world, which place was the strangest in your opinion?
Oh, for me, what place was the strangest that I went to?
Yes.
You know, I've been to so many truthfully, so many places in the world, much of the Middle East, Asia, China. I've been to all of these places, in reporting. But, and I don't consider them strange. I just consider them fascinatingly different and so much to learn in the culture, right? But I guess there's one thing that sticks out to me to this day when I said, Joyce, you made a mistake here. And I went to Pakistan. And I thought I could just I tried to get someone to meet me at the airport, but couldn't, the hotels. So I just flew in. And I flew into Karachi. And it was starting to get dark. And I thought, I'll just hail a taxi and get to my hotel.
Uh-oh.
You don't do that.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't know what. And finally, 2 police officers saw this Western woman standing there. And I looked Western because even though I'm Black, I still don't.
Yeah.
And they helped find got a driver who they thought would be safe to take me to the hotel where I was going. Because that could have been
A disaster.
So understanding that wherever you go, it's going to be different rules, different regular, and you got to prepare for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Logan, your next question. You had one for Mary, I think.
How did you become an expert on an Islamic movement?
Dr. Joyce.
Middle East.
How did I become it? It started with talking to people in my own community. Just as we do here, we pull in people from all. In fact, we've just had experts in different religions. We had someone in Hindu. So you start by talking to people around you, to getting involved with and that leads you to want to learn more about it. I mean, like, tell them about we just had someone with the Hindu faith here. Tell them about that. Was really different for me. I do.
We want to expose our interns to all different types of religions, all different viewpoints. So we have people coming in from the Hindu faith, the Jewish faith, and talk about, just like give a basic overview of it, the Islamic faith. And I think our interns really enjoy it. One even said that it was a topic that they're interested in, maybe even studying in college. And we got those different perspectives and hear his viewpoint as well and what he believes in Hinduism, and even heard from some of our interns that follow the Hindu faith and offered their perspective as well. So I think that's really important to get all those different perspectives. Like Dr. Davis was saying, even like political perspectives. We bring in Democrats, Republicans, and she teaches our interns how to be respectful to them. Yes, you don't agree with everything that they're saying, how to ask respectful questions and learn what their viewpoints are.
And this is democracy, right?
Yeah.
You don't all have to agree to one thing, but we need to respectfully respect the other person regardless.
Well, Sandra, I realized that the image that we have of journalists is hard-hitting and we're going to ask tough questions. You can still ask hard questions with a smile.
Yes.
The feminine side can still be tough.
Yes.
That polite and respectful. So I can still zero in and ask you and sometimes I apologize. I said, I'm sorry, but I have to ask you a hard question. Please understand. And normally that prepares them and they're able to say, yes, okay, I'll answer. So again, what I have learned, especially even in the struggle for women, is that women in their feminine spirit can still be tough and can still be hard-hitting. You don't have to be like a man, right? Yeah. Sometimes the female of the species is deadlier than the male.
Yes. You can hit without hitting, actually, without hitting. One last question for you guys. I think one of you had a question for Mary. Connor?
So I found that you went to Temple. You said that it was super easy to study abroad with Temple. Why is that?
Sure. I'll promote Temple.
We love Temple.
So I studied abroad in Rome, Italy 2 springs ago, and I absolutely loved it. Honestly, when I entered high school, I knew that I wanted to study abroad. And Temple has a campus abroad that is fully theirs, but they also have people from other colleges they can apply as well. But it made it super easy for Temple students to go abroad since it's a Temple facility. And they also have a campus in Japan and I believe in Spain as well. And that experience is just so amazing. I think about it like every day. I learned about the different cultures. I got to see Europe. I went to so many different countries there. And I encourage everyone to study abroad if they can. But I really loved it. I interned there for Human Rights International Corner, which is a human rights nonprofit, which I learned a lot about business and human rights as well. So that was a really great experience. And really easy through Temple.
Yeah.
Amazing. Temple, if you heard.
Which also their presentation for our interns on study abroad. Because
Amazing. Amazing. So it's a huge, it's the whole thing. Like when you join, you get the whole experience. People with their own personal experience that they can share with you, as well as opening doors. And Dr. Joyce has a tremendous amount of connection and knowledge and wisdom. And I hope all the intern and everyone in Central Pennsylvania who did not get a chance to meet, which I find that hard to believe. But if you don't know Dr. Joyce, what are you doing? Who are you? Really? Yeah. One more question. Someone has a question for Mary that I'm waiting for. Okay, go for it.
What made you get into advocating and trying to defend human rights?
That's such a good question. Probably just meeting people in college from all around the world and learning different stories about their life and that there's so many things that people don't know about, don't know what is going on in the world. So I thought that it's important to teach people about that, especially through events in the World Affairs Council. Teach people about what's going on in Turkey, what's going on in Sudan. And I think it's really important for those people out there to talk about this because it's not being talked about a lot. So I learned a lot about how human rights is really integrated in everything, from businesses to schools, and I didn't really know that. So I thought it was super interesting and that a lot of people should learn more about what's going on in the world.
Amazing. Amazing. Are you ready to say something? The skiing? Oh, that's the one I was waiting for. There. Here. I didn't even know that. Yes, he came to me yesterday. He said, "Oh, that's interesting." Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm an Irish dancer. I've been Irish dancing since I was like 5. I Irish danced on our Temple Irish dance team, which is a thing. Colleges have Irish dance teams.
Okay.
But I think I got into it. My parents said that I watched like Scottish dancing on TV, like on the Wiggles. And I ran right here and I got into it. I'm Irish too, so I think they wanted me to connect to my heritage.
well, and that's a tough dance, right?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. On our dance team at Temple, we have like world champion dancers, but also beginners as well, which is really cool. I'm no world champion or anything, but it's super fun to be connected to your heritage and also get that physical exercise in that community. And there's a bunch of Irish dance schools in Central PA as well, like 5 or so.
I didn't know that. That's a good idea for our next event. You know, Japan's International Women. You ready to have that? Irish dancing. Yeah. So, Dr. Joyce, I know you've been asked so many times and interviewed. What one question that you wish somebody asked you or somebody didn't ask you and you were like really wanted to answer it? Give us the question and the answer.
Well, one question that I think would be interesting, and we'll delve into this later, is, how have things changed for women who want to pursue careers and who really want to have a fulfilling life as well. And I think COVID changed a lot in the positive way, believe it or not, for mothers, because now there are so many jobs that you can pursue and have a full, even now, I basically work from home. I used to run all over
Yeah.
now I can just interact with people all over the world from my desk. And I could still make sure I got to my kids' events. I could still make sure that at least somebody was cooking dinner. If it wasn't them, my husband could. But I think the fact that something as horrible as COVID, I think revolutionized the future of women in the workplace. I think.
It did. And disabilities too.
And
Because before they used to say, oh, no, we can't. You have to be in the office.
Right.
And that was proven wrong. So,
well, a friend of mine, Vinnie Portsline, who's really an activist, she's on my editorial board too. She opened my eyes to that. She says, Joyce, this is the first time that people with disabilities has actually felt included in everything going on because nobody could get
could get anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing. Insane. Yeah. Any other question you have?
No, only that, again, it's wonderful working with people like Mary to bringing them along, especially young women, but also young men. We had Sam who was with us. He's now at Dickinson.
Yes.
Because again, you can see the spark in them. And they only need to be pushed a little. They only need to be given that self-confidence, and then they take off. And you will see she will be an eagle. Sam will be an eagle. And they will, and not just an eagle in that they're going to be rich. No, but that they're going to make a difference, a positive impact in the world. Like you.
I can see it. Thank you. I can see that because I was actually interviewed by one of your interns who heard me at one of your conference, and he's going to do some amazing things in the different states. But the impact that you have and Mary's part of that now in the community is undeniable, and it will continue. But that's the Joyce, the one that does everything for everyone and continue. And what do you see, like, in a couple seconds? Just tell me, what do you see like the future, the next foreseen future for not just Joyce Davis, but the World Affair and everything else amazing you do?
Well, the World Affairs Council clearly is going to continue what it's doing, focusing on youth and focus. We now have clear events that we're held every year. Like we're now into our 15th year. So we know what we're about now. But the truth is things always change, as I've learning in nonprofits. Someone you could depend upon or an organization before suddenly has a new leader and you have to change that.
Yeah.
So, but still to stay the course with this, to really begin, I think maybe how can we expand to other colleges and universities in the area? We already have a developing relationship with Millersville, so that's good. But that's basically where it is. And then I still have to write my next books. Okay. How about you?
What I forgot to mention earlier, that Dr. Joyce Davis, on top of everything she does, she's an author. And we actually have, I have all your books at home, and we're going to bring them here to the center and everyone can see them. I'm going to end by a lightning round. It's fun. Just whatever comes to your mind. It's simple, easy thing. So, Mary, start with you. What would you say to your 16 years old self?
I would probably tell her that it's not that serious, that everything in high school, all the competition, everything that's going on, it won't matter. In college, going on, the world is going to keep on living, and it's not that serious, but dedicate yourself to what your passion is about.
Love it. What is one thing that people misunderstand about you or get it wrong?
Well, they can sometimes mistake my kindness for weakness. I truly have a heart that I want to give.
Yeah.
But don't try to bully me. I will not be bullied.
Amen to that. Cats or dogs? I'm giving you the easy questions.
Cats. I love cats.
Dogs. Big 110-pound Malamute. For Alaskan Malamute.
What is one advice would you give to anyone out there who is just living in this world right now?
Live for others. Don't live for yourself. Yeah. Help somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah. Same will go for you, Mary.
I would say find your passions and it will all work out. Not all about money. If you find your passion, you're going to be happy.
Yeah.
And during this hard time, a lot of people need to hear that everything they do makes a difference and that people care. Especially now, it's so hard to feel we are doing the right thing sometimes. So last question for both of you. How do you do the right thing every day? And
We don't do
sleep at night. You try.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, everybody
Keeps
makes
you up by night.
you know, everybody makes mistakes, and you know, one of the things that even coming here, I have so much to do, right? But I tell myself, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You do it because you want to. Figure it out. Just chill, and if you don't get something done, you don't get it done. Prioritize what has to get done, and the rest will fall into place, or it won't. But it's not the end of the world. As you
I want to be you.
I would say just think of others and see how to do the right thing in regards to others and project kindness on everyone. So
Kindness. I don't think we can end it anywhere better than this. We don't have enough time, honestly. We could sit and talk to Dr. Joyce Davis and Mary for hours. We will definitely have them again, and we will keep you posted on all the events and the amazing things that they do in the community. But always, always remember to be the change that you want to see in the world. I want to thank Dr. Joyce Davis. I want to thank you, Mary, for being here and for everything that you do every day for our community. Without you, I don't think we will have a community, honestly. But thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.